When I was a kid, my dad was always tinkering with something. He was always fixing something in the house or working on one of our cars. Just always repairing something, it seemed like. And he had this expression. I used to hear him say it a lot. And he used to say, "It's hell when a guy doesn't have the right tool that he needs." And this usually happened when he was under the sink trying to unscrew a piece of plumbing equipment, or maybe working under the car. And then he'd have to slide out from under the car, under the sink, and go out to the garage and dig through the toolbox and find a tool he needed. My dad passed in about 1990, and I don't know if he ever saw multi-tools or was aware of them. I'm not even sure when I first became aware of them. I know Leatherman's been around maybe since the early or mid 80s, but I don't really think I started seeing Leatherman's in stores until, I don't know, maybe sometime in the 90s, to the best of my recollection. I know probably in the late 90s I bought my first Leatherman, which is a Super Tool 200. I still own it. I still carry it. I use it at work. But one of the things I've always been interested in is inexpensive equipment. Not everybody can afford a high-end Leatherman. I know when I bought mine back in the 90s, it was a $50 knife, which was pretty good money in the 90s. And I'm not sure what a Super Tool 300 goes for now. But not everybody can afford a high-end multi-tool. And I was in Walmart looking around at tools and doing a little shopping, and I happened to wander into the sporting goods department and was looking at some of the camp gear, and I noticed these Ozark Trail 12-in-1 multi-tools, and they were just priced ridiculously low at $3.87. And I thought, you know, I'm going to pick one of these up and test it out and see what it'll do. So this will be the first part of a two-part series. It'll probably be a week or so before I shoot part number 2, because this is my my Sunday. I have to go back to work tomorrow. So it's going to be about a week before I can really get out and test this thing. But yeah, multi-tools, really handy. Like having a little toolbox in your pocket. You don't have to get up and go to the toolbox. You just fish it out of your belt pouch, and you have the tool that you might need right there. And usually it's something simple, like a pair of pliers, or maybe a wire cutter, or maybe a Phillips screwdriver, just something that you need and you don't really want to get up and make the road trip out to the garage to the toolbox. So they serve a great purpose. And of course, if you're working outdoors, if you're away from your work vehicle and you've got something that you need to address, there's nothing better than having one of these on your belt where you can access it and get what you need right then and there. So back to this Ozark Trail. Yeah, $3.87. I don't expect it to be super high quality, but looking it over through the packaging, it kind of looked like it was fairly decent. It looked like it was workable. And when I say workable, what I mean is probably it's going to take some work. I'm just about certain that the knife blade in there is probably going to have a kind of a cheesy factory grind, and it's going to need some work on my part to bring some degree of sharpness out of it. So yeah, let's take a look at this a little closer here. 12-in-1 multi-tool, kind of a standard looking multi-tool with metal handles, the typical needle nose plier type tip with plier jaws, and then some cutting teeth down below. Has a what appears to be a nice Cordura type nylon belt sheath. that it comes with. And looks like there's a little card there that shows all of the different features of what the knife offers. So let's open this up and take a look. Okay, so right off the bat, one of the things I notice is it's spring loaded, which is really nice. My Leatherman Super Tool 200 doesn't have that. To operate it, I have to manually open the jaws back up and then reposition them. So it's nice to have this this springy ability to just open it up and maybe reacquire a grip on whatever I'm working on. Cutting teeth look reasonably decent. You can try it here. Got a piece of clothes hanger wire. Okay, those both shot across the room. One of the things found out right there is these handles are very narrow metal and bite right into your hand. You can see the striations in my hand from the squeezing this. So I would say if you're going to use this to cut wire on something tough, you better put on a pair of gloves to protect your hands or make them a little more comfortable. I suppose you could wrap a bandana around it in the field. It did do the job. It did cut the wire, and that clothes hanger wire is pretty tough stuff, so you know, it did the job. It did what it's supposed to do. Let's take a look at the knife blade here. Okay, so we've got a kind of a, I don't know, spear point, and it's not particularly sharp. No, I'm not sure it cut anything. It's light. It's a slender blade, but yeah, I think a little bit of work on my stone, I can make it a workable blade. Again, I don't expect it to be perfect. I expect it to be something I can work with. It's a slip joint. It's not locking at all. I know some people like these inexpensive multi-tools because they can buy several of them for the price and then just stash them away in different locations. Okay, so here we've got two tools came out together. This is a combination bottle cap lifter, and then up here you have the can opener, and pretty generic. This is an awl blade, and it's not sharp per se. A little work with a file will bring that out. Won't require too much work on that. I see way down in there, I see a Phillips blade. Okay. Kind of hard to focus up on this, but yeah, it's looks pretty much like a standard Phillips, a little rounded, probably going to slip a little bit in some tough screws. And then what do we have here on the other side? Let's see. Okay, we've got a serrated blade for cutting rope. That's actually a little sharper than the straight edge. Pretty sure this would cut some rope, but I'm going to touch it up with my serration sharpening tool. And let's see, there's a file here, I see. So straight cut and a cross cut. And I don't know how this will perform. We'll find out in the second phase of testing with this. Probably going to go camping, and I'll take this along and see what we can do in camp with it. I may even take it to work and see if I can sharpen some of my pruning shears and things with this file. And let's see what else is in here. a little hard to get these tools out. They're pretty deep. Okay. And that's the problem too when you got stuff like that, is the movements that you're making to get these tools out are putting your fingers in close proximity to the cutting edge of the knives, so you have to be very, very careful. Okay, so we've got two screwdriver blades here, kind of a medium and a small, and I suppose the tip on the file could be a large slotted tip. So that looks like that's your 3 blades there. So again, $3.87. You could probably, for a $10 bill, you could buy a couple of them and put one in your car glove box, and I don't know, one in your junk drawer in the kitchen, or you know, in your kids' pack. Might be a great little tool for teaching a son or daughter who's a scout, and giving them a tool for some trail crafts. But again, the way I see it, these are just a degree of usefulness for little money. Let's take a look at the sheath. So the sheath is very light, nylon. It's got a belt loop back here that's sewn onto the body of the Cordura sheath. Not sure how long that'll hold up. We'll find out in our testing. You probably saw my video that I did recently testing the Kilimanjaro gear multi-tool after 2 years, and that sheath is it's better than this one, and it's still holding up. I could see, well, you never know. You know, now I would wonder if that snap is going to pop off or not, but seems to be a stiffener in here in the body. Yeah, there's a plastic box that forms the body of this pouch sheath, so it keeps the tunnel open, so you can resheath it without having to make too much of an effort. Well, that's nice. Yeah, so there you have it. I'm gonna get to work sharpening these blades, and next part 2 video in a week or so, we'll take it out on the trail or to camp and give it a whirl and see how it does. Okay, that's all I got for you today. We'll talk to you later.